It's time for Ascension River District Hospital's coverage of East China High School sports. CTV and Ascension River District Hospital bring you today's game along with support from North Star Bank, Ace Hardware, and La Mache, the Murphy Inn.
Welcome back. Got some high school basketball again on CTV. This time the St. Clair Varsity girls going to welcome in the Marine City Mariners. Joined by the head coach to start things off, Darren Pietrzakowski. And Darren, last time you guys met was down in Marine City, and it was a thriller. Unfortunately, you guys were on the wrong end of that, but still an outstanding basketball game. Take us through how that overtime loss played out for you in that first matchup.
Yeah, we knew we had our hands full. They have a lot of seniors on their team. They've been with them a long time. They've been playing together a long time. I thought we were ready. We came out. They kind of punched us in the face, and we weren't ready. They staggered us. We got down by 16, and then something clicked with the girls. I think they just started building confidence and realized that they started swinging back, and we battled all the way back. We got the game tied with 1.6 seconds. We had a chance to win it in regulation. We missed 2 free throws, but that happens, you know. And they outscored us in the overtime to win the game, but it was a heck of a game. One of the best girls' game I've been involved with.
All right, so take us through maybe something you've learned about your team since that Marine City game that maybe makes you feel like, you know what, this may not even go to overtime. We got a good chance to win this ball game.
Yeah, you know what they say. A lot of times you learn more from a loss than you do from a win, and I think that game really, that was what it was all about. I don't know if the girls really believed in themselves if they could actually beat them or play with the Marine Cities and Marysvilles until we battled them and we held them defensively in the second half, and we had a chance to win it. And it kind of clicked that we can be a pretty good team, and we can compete with anybody if we come out and play hard and not play scared.
All right, give me a couple keys for tonight's game. Marine City second here in the gold. Marysville still on top. You guys are in third. Big chance to tie up the Mariners in the standings. What's going to be key for your club tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Marine City, they're very well coached. They got a great program. There's no secret what they're going to come out and do. They're going to try to press us. They're going to get after us and full court us and try to speed us up. You know, we know what they're going to do. I think we're going to go right back at them. I told the girls last time we kind of took the first punch, we want to throw the first punch. They always said press a presser, so you're going to see some up and down action. Could be sloppy at times, but I guarantee you the effort will be there. And the crowd looks great tonight, and I think we're going to put on a show for everybody. I'd be disappointed if we didn't.
Coach, thanks again for joining us. Should be a great one. It was a great one in the boys' game against Warren Woods Tower, our last broadcast here on CTV. Expecting another great one. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, I don't know if I got enough hair left for another overtime, but I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Tip-off next here on CTV.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to CTV. Tom Brenner now joined by Brad Robbins, my broadcast partner, Austin Barney on the camera. And Brad, last time these two teams met, it was on the road and it went to overtime.
Yeah, overtime battle. Saints kind of came back, made a game of that, and they're looking to do the same thing here tonight, kind of return the favor to the Mariners, a rivalry league game here on their home floor. Mariners in second place in the league. Saints trying to position themselves right up there in the top tier. This would go a long way to doing just that.
National anthem and starting lineups right now on CTV.
I think. Can you see
Nice start, as always. We even got a live rendition of the national anthem there. Nicely done from Maya Becker. Always nice to have a different little version of the national anthem, especially when it's live. That's impressive to me.
Yeah, very well done. The fear of God would be in me had I had to sing in front of that many people. So anytime a student gets on the mic, props to them, especially because Maya is so talented, and we appreciate that. Student sections are out in full force. About to be a little bit rowdy, and I think I saw the best pregame handshake celebration. Paris Henderson on one knee, shining the shoes of one Aaron Saros was awesome.
Solid.
So props to creativity and hopefully a good competitive basketball game.
Little close bunny miss, and another one missed by Marine City, and Gottler and the Saints going to come back and try to respond. This is definitely the biggest away student section I've seen in a long time.
Makes sense. When you play close geographic games, rivalry games, the gyms get packed. It's just a little bit more fun. This is the reason that you try out for basketball and try to join the team.
Solid St. Clair student section as well. We have a USA theme. Doesn't look like as much USA as I would have expected, since we're red, white, and blue, but still, they're out here. That's all that matters.
Easy to coordinate those colors based on the Saints wardrobe closet. Looks okay from my perspective. Harder to tell. We have a little better vantage point for the Marine City student section.
If this is your first time listening to our broadcast, we're big fans of the student section. I like breaking them down.
It's always kind of the pregame banter. We got to look at what we're up against here.
For sure. Still at zeros here to get things going. Peyton Malcolm with the basketball. She was really solid in the game we broadcast last for the girls against Marysville. Marine City comes away with a turnover. They bring it back. 13 is Janie Ferrone. Ferrone guarded by Gottler, crosses over to her left, gets herself to the paint. Real tough shot, goes out of bounds. Nice hands there from Zimmer as they tried saving it off her out of bounds. Malcolm hit the deck. Gottler three on its way is short. Schindler was after it. Last time we had this broadcast, she was an absolute monster on the offensive glass.
Yeah, I was just going to say that a lot of things going to probably start to run through Schindler. Just a sophomore, but obviously an important part of the Saints offense.
I think they're going to get Aaron Saros with a foul. Luckily for the Saints, they're going to call it on the floor instead of 3 free throws.
Going to call it on the floor and kind of afterward. Yeah. I think she was out of control trying to block out. Nothing hurt there, it being the first foul, and it'll be side out. They're trying to negotiate who that was on. It should be on number 4.
Same foul charge number 4.
I think I got that correct. I'm not sure what the...
I think it was a matter of 4:44.
You definitely don't want it to be 44.
No. Physical, and unfortunately, that's also on 4. That's back-to-back fouls in a minute and a half.
Tough spot there. You're not even a minute ahead in the basketball game, and Aaron Saros is in a little bit of foul trouble here. So it's kind of like we had last night in the boys' game.
Yeah, and Coach Pietrzakowski going to take an early timeout.
Looks like we got some
an injury timeout.
Ashlyn Zimmer needs to be tended to. Hopefully not all over the uniform. Always kind of a difficult thing to fix right away.
And so this is a tough spot. This is a tough one. She just picked up 2 fouls. Normally you'd probably see a substitution for the kid who just picked up 2 fouls, but an injury is going to almost make it so they can't double sub.
Maddie Cole going to come into the game. We kind of talked about that before the game started. She's got some experience starting, and right there, Aaron Saros ducks her head in, and fortunate she gets the tie up. That's pretty aggressive for having 2 fouls. She was in the mix for having her 3rd.
As soon as I heard the whistle and saw her hands in the cookie jar, I thought maybe we had 3 fouls very early. That would have been a long rest.
Take one deep breath and hope you see both thumbs go up in the air, and they did. Saints fortunate. Saros
cut here by Aaron. Ball goes out of bounds. I think she touched it last. That is the case. Marine City basketball. Still scoreless here. 6:13 on the clock.
Both squads just working out some jitters right now. The ball's going up for possessions. Both teams putting a little pressure on. Shots looking rushed, and just like there's a little bit of nerves in them.
Marine City brings the basketball back. Isabella Volkman with it. Swing it back around. 13 is Ferrone. Ferrone backing on Gottler. A lot of contact there as well. Little drive, little try to bounce pass. It goes out of bounds. St. Clair basketball.
Pass just a little bit too quick. Wrong temperature in the middle of the paint. Hard to handle. Goes off the knee of Dietland, I believe. Saints going to have to work their way down against this pressure of the Mariners.
Malcolm has the basketball. Tries to get it over to Saros. They lose it, and a turnover, a steal there by Jocelyn Dietland. Volkman will bring it back for Marine City. Austin back to Volkman. Volkman on the wing, guarded by Malcolm. They try to enter the basketball into the post. They do so. Good job by Madison Cole there to play some defense, and back comes Erin Saros with the basketball. She's 1-on-2, pulls it back. Gottler, she likes this shot, goes up with a three. Good.
We broke the seal. Almost 3 minutes into the game. Sky Gottler on her home floor. She shot that thing 100 times, knocks it down.
3-0 St. Clair, 3 minutes into the game. Volkman with it. Austin on the wing, guarded by Saros. Three on the way for Marine City is long. Austin offensive rebound. Mariners going to get another shot at it here. Austin going to try to do it herself. Off glass, no good. Offensive rebound up off glass, also no good. Had quick jump ball call there. Possession arrow going to favor Marine City. They'll keep it.
Saints a little bit unfortunate on those possessions. Those long shots and kind of wicked misses cause unorthodox rebound opportunities, and the Mariners come up with them and retain possession in the baseline out of bounds. You did mention that was a pretty quick jump ball, but it may have saved a foul call, so we take it.
Schindler defending inside. Oh, maybe on the body.
I'm not sure that you're going to get Schindler for that. I do think it's... I think that's going to be on Maddie Cole.
So Cole going to get the foul there.
At the line for the Mariners.
Erin Saros did go to the bench with her 2 fouls. So Coach Pietrzakowski was able to buy another minute 40 out of her. Paris Henderson checked in for her. First free throw was up and good there for 23. That's Jade Blanchard at the line. Blanchard's second one is up. That one rattles out, no good. Offensive rebound by Austin, goes up with it, good.
Earmark that possession early in this game. That was about 4 or 5 different shots the Mariners had without the Saints getting a board.
Back come the Saints. Henderson lost it out of bounds, and they're going to say it stays here.
I think it was poked away there by Blanchard.
Sky Gottler going to inbound the basketball. Now gets it to Cole. Cole goes to her right, gets in the paint. Tough shot, no good. Went after the rebound, and she's going to pick up her second foul after the miss.
A little bit of a frustration foul there for Cole. Maybe just trying to rush it, do a little too much. Doesn't get the foul call when she goes up for the layup, and then on the back end of it trying to recover the rebound.
So Erin Saros and Madison Cole both with 2 fouls apiece. We're just 3.5 minutes into the game. That's not an ideal spot for Coach Pietrzakowski and the Saints.
Yeah, 4 fouls for the Saints right away. And they are being aggressive. I don't know that I can say that they've been all cheapies. Saints are getting after it.
Volkman goes up with it. Tough shot off glass is good. Isabella Volkman.
Shot's a difficult one. That floater in the lane off the glass, that's not easy to do. Good touch there by Volkman for the Mariners, and she gives them the lead.
First lead of the night from Marine City. Malcolm pressured up close there by 22. Saints almost lost one there. Zimmer, long 2, on its way up, no good. Rebounded away there for Marine City. 12 is Jocelyn Dietland.
Pretty good possession there. I think you get a touch for Schindler. She looks like she has a little bit of a size advantage down low, so the Mariners are going to be keyed in on making sure she doesn't get any freebies.
Inside, out of bounds, going to stay here. Nice job there by Schindler and Zimmer. Defending on 23, Jade Blanchard.
There you see the size on display down low for the Saints, kind of shooing shots away right now in the paint.
And Volkman gets the basketball in bounds here. A little drive on Schindler. Nice job defending. Up no good there for 23 Blanchard. Marine City's coming away with multiple offensive rebounds. And another foul going to be called inside.
And it's going to be a frustrating night if the Saints are able to move, help, and create difficult shots, but they don't finish and get any rebounds. I think the last 2 possessions has been notable that they scored a bucket, and also now they're back at the line, and I think Audrey Schindler drew her first foul. But a lot of these fouls, the Saints having 5 of them, are a product of not rebounding the basketball defensively. You can't allow them to have second, thirds, and fourths. Eventually one of those putbacks, just like that one there, it's just going to get called.
Dietland's first one was up and good. Second one is no good. Schindler after it. No foul over the back there on the rebound. St. Clair going to come back down 3. 6-3 Marine City here. 3.5 on the clock. Gottler spins, gets the basketball across. Henderson with it, drives into the lane. Gets it back over to Zimmer. Back to Henderson. Has it on the corner, dribbles it back out to the wing. Schindler with it, swings it around. Malcolm fakes, drives, picks it up, back to Schindler. Looking for a little backside action. Not there, so Malcolm pulls it out. 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter on CTV. A little cut by Henderson, can't handle it, out of bounds to the Mariners.
Immediately when Ashlyn Zimmer passed up a pretty good look, I wondered if that was the shot they wanted to take. They passed it up, and ultimately the Saints go that long of a possession and don't even get a ball up on the rim. Need to take the good one when you get it. Mariners doing a good job of applying pressure defensively as well.
Jocelyn Dietland swings it around. Comment with it. They go inside. Easy bucket there for 12. Excuse me, Layla Comment. That was 22. Gottler with it. It's 8-3 Marine City on top. Zimmer on the wing. Get it inside. Malcolm, tough shot. Well defended there by Austin. Going to go out of bounds and stay here before Malcolm went after it.
Nice little play there by Peyton Malcolm. She got her shot turned away and then was able to sneak around that defender, go get it, and bounce it off the defender to retain possession. It's a pretty heady play there for the junior.
Volkman going to bring it back across from Marine City. She's pushing it. Malcolm does a nice job of cutting her off. Volkman gets it inside. Comment with it. Jeez, I keep messing it up. Blanchard.
Yeah, I wondered if the two officials, you could see them looking at each other. Both of them were in there a long time after that entry pass, and they do catch it. No shots on the rim. That doesn't reset anything, so the Mariners get caught camping out.
Saints going to come back with it down 5. Malcolm. Guarded up close by Comment. Almost stolen away. Ball still in bounds here. Henderson going to track it down. Tough shot. Out of bounds to Marine City.
Right now, I think the biggest difference that I'm seeing is Isabella Volkman's able to push and go through the pressure of the Saints, and the Saints are having a difficult time bringing the ball up against the pressure from the Mariners.
Ball is loose, and Volkman got way after it. Good hustle there from Volkman. Marine City going to bring it back. Blanchard has it. Back to Volkman. Minute and a half to play here in the first quarter. Austin drives, cut off by Henderson. They bring it back around. Schindler almost went over the top for a foul. Does a good job not to. That shot no good. Into the hands of Sky Gottler. Saints looking to get something going offensively. Last time we had a Saints bucket, and the only bucket was from Sky Gottler. Zimmer back over. Henderson jumper short. Everybody hitting the deck. No fouls called. Ball loose. Gottler after it. Sky has it. See if they call a timeout. Coach Pietrzakowski not happy with a lot of these fouls or no calls, especially on this end. See if the officials give him a little breathing room here. Pretty good job by the official to give him a little bit of leeway there.
Yeah, I think they know that he had something to say, which is part of the reason that he called the timeout. Oftentimes, if you know, as a coach and official, if you want to have a conversation, the problem that you have is this. They're not rotating over to talk to him, so then you end up yelling at each other across the way. So the more distance there is, the more volume there is.
And they probably understand that he technically has like a little bit of a grievance in part because it's 5-0 in the team fouls.
Well, yeah, and I think in the last few possessions, there's been plenty that, at least if you're hyper-focused on it, to take notice of. But I think more important really is just that pressure issue. That time was a better job defensively by the Saints. They held the Mariners to a one and done instead of giving up extras. So that combined with the Saints going to have to handle a little bit of pressure here, those are the biggest factors right now.
Malcolm going to bring it back across. Saints down 5. Zimmer, Malcolm knocked away there. Marine City can't quite keep it in play. Ferrone did a nice job getting a hand on one. 50 seconds to go.
That right there kind of exemplifies what I'm talking about just in terms of the pressure. It's not that was a steal, but it just takes you right out of rhythm. Every deflection, every pass having to be second-guessed. Saints need to be a little bit more aggressive, I think, and try to go by it.
Schindler got a corner. Sky Gottler, can she hit again? That one's long. Rebounded by Marine City. Zimmer went after it. No whistles, we play on. Heading towards 30 seconds to go here in the first.
This one feels like a big stop. The Saints can get one here.
Ferrone got it around to Blanchard. Blanchard guarded by Zimmer, 25. Takes an Austin screen. Blanchard back to Austin. She's guarded by Henderson. Saints going to have to get after it defensively here. Volkman has it. Malcolm on her. Blanchard gets in the lane. Not much resistance. He went with a bounce pass. Almost like she had a clear path to the basket.
She really didn't look to score. She was looking to pass. It might have hurt him a little bit. Good job. Oh, my. Great job by Audrey Schindler on defense.
That was Dietland who was working on Schindler down there.
It's a tough break there for the Saints. Emma Schindler's going to come in.
That's the second foul on Audrey Schindler.
So
First
Schindler,
free throw up and no good. So
Schindler and Saros.
And Cole.
All with 2.
Austin going to check out of the game with 2 seconds to go here in the first. Jocelyn Dietland at the line is going to try to knock down her second one. Second one is up and good. She's got 2 points, both on free throws. So Saints obviously got to chuck one quick. Malcolm has it with 1-0. Little heave is up and no good. So after 1 quarter, it's Marine City 9 and St. Clair 3. And normally not a big, fouls played a huge factor, but, they played a big factor.
Yeah, it was a significant deal, especially with who the Saints fouls are on. We mentioned early, the second shots are also part of that equation.
Yeah, we're going to stay here. We normally go to a commercial break. We're going to stay here and got some MAC coaches of the year here at St. Clair High School.
Very nice.
First up is Gordy Farnsworth, who's not present tonight. He was the MAC Red Tennis Coach of the Year. Congratulations to Michelle Atkins. She is the MAC Gold Volleyball Coach of the Year. And congratulations to James Bishop, our MAC Gold Football Coach of the Year. Congratulations to all 3 coaches and a big thank you for all you do for our St. Clair athletes.
Nice little ceremony. Now we'll send it away. We got second quarter action after these messages here on CTV.
Ace Hardware in St. Clair is your local Ace Hardware store, and it's located on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair. Ace Hardware in St. Clair now features Carhartt clothing, coats, pants, everything Carhartt. And look now, they also have the Big Green Egg, Weber grills, and of course, all the quality Ace products you've grown to know and trust. Paint, tools, keys, everything hardware. It's all at Ace Hardware on the west side of the Riverview Plaza in St. Clair.
Welcome back. High school basketball here on CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, Austin Barney on the camera, doing a nice job as always. Marine City 9, St. Clair 3.
Rivalry basketball game. We didn't really get to recap for the people at the end, but yeah, it was a little bit ugly and aggressive on both ends. It felt like the Saints are kind of looking for things to even up here as they move into the second quarter. The good news is the last time we did a broadcast, the Saints came out slow, but in the middle quarters were really strong and did a nice job. So going to look to build on something like that in this basketball game.
Malcolm with it. Saints down by 6. Zimmer. High post. Schindler turns to the bucket. Tried to get it to Saros. I think they're going to call a foul. A little bit of a sarcastic round of applause from the St. Clair faithful. First Marine City team foul of the night.
A Bronx cheer out of the Saints. The bench erupts.
Did you catch who they called that foul on, by the way?
I think it was 13, perhaps. Is that Ferrone?
We'll mark her down. Don't see too many foul out situations. Gottler gets it back to Zimmer. So the team foul situation is 6-1. St. Clair called for 6, and look at here, another one.
And right now you can see, I think Jeff Austin for the Mariners knows that the officials probably did take note of the fact that it was 6-0. There's just some psychology behind this, and the Mariners are being a little uber aggressive. He's trying to pull them back a little bit, knowing that he might have got away with a few in the first quarter. That hyper focus isn't going to help you.
Zimmer has it on the wing. She's in trouble. Mariners after it, and they're going to call a held ball, and it's going to go to Marine City.
And that one's a tough spot. You can't lose your dribble right there and then get a kind of an auto trap. Ashland had nowhere to go with the basketball. Mariners do a nice job of kind of impromptu trapping.
A little pressure here from the Saints now. Just about a minute gone by in the second quarter. 9-3 Marine City on top. Last time these two teams met, it was a thriller, one of the better basketball games in all the Blue Water area. Tough shot up and good there for 22. Layla Comment.
A couple times here tonight we've seen the guards for the Mariners get into the paint and do little floaters off the glass. Nice shot there by Comment. You can see the Saints playing with a couple of players that have some foul trouble, but I'm sure Coach Pietrzakowski knows that things kind of hang in the balance here early, and they need to use their best players to stay in the basketball game.
Nearly stolen away by Marine City. Instead, we're going to get a Zimmer 2, just rattles out. Back comes Marine City. 13 is Ferrone. She pushes it up ahead. Nice job there by Ashlyn Zimmer. Back comes Sky Gottler. Saints need an answer offensively. Looking inside, Schindler was working. That would have been a tough entry pass.
Yeah,
you get it to her now. Here she goes up off glass and good. Makes it look easy.
Mariners did a little switch there after their first initial try, and then you got a much smaller defender on Schindler. They go right back in. She was patient and poised as she goes up with that shot. That looked a lot like the game against Marysville in the second quarter where Schindler started to go to work.
Marine City going to try to get it down low. They do. They kick it back out. Volkman, long shot, no good. Into the hands of Ashlyn Zimmer, but it goes off of her knee out of bounds. Stays with Marine City. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, it was a pretty good job rebounding the basketball. Tried to go for transition, and just ball went off her knee. Just a physical mistake.
Mariners bring in 3 new players off the bench. They inbound the basketball right in front of that USA-themed student section. 3 on its way up, no good. Long. Marine City after the offensive rebound goes out of bounds to St. Clair.
Saints may have gotten a little break there, so mark that one down. I think that went off the top of Schindler's fingers as it went out of bounds.
Marine City showing some pressure. Sky Gottler's on the deck. She needs help in a hurry. And I think Coach Pietrzakowski called timeout. There wasn't a lot going to happen there besides maybe a held ball. So nice timeout there. It's now 11-5 Marine City.
And down that far away from the basket, you're a little bit worried that that ball gets ripped away and it gets an easy layup with numbers for the Mariners. So quick timeout. Unfortunately, Sky Gottler had to go to the deck when that ball was tipped away from Peyton Malcolm. And you never know if that's going to loom large, right? And your timeout's only stretched so thin. If you got to use a couple early on held ball potential situations, you don't have them later if you're, got an overtime pending.
That Marine City box score, we didn't do a huge recap after one, but you look at their scoring, it's looking a lot like Warren Woods Tower last night for the boys game. They got it spread out. They had 5 scorers in that first quarter. Nobody higher than 2. Game high so far is Layla Comment with 4. Malcolm has it, going to drive, right hand goes up off glass, good, and a foul. Man, is that a big bucket for Peyton Malcolm.
And I'm really just looking over kind of the prospects on offense for the Saints. They may want to try that a bit more, just kind of putting their head down, going to the rim, and being aggressive toward the basket. You get all that pressure out on the perimeter, and sometimes it's harder to help over. Peyton Malcolm exposes that for an and one here. So maybe the Saints are starting to chip away at that pressure by attacking the lane.
Free throw up and good for Peyton Malcolm. It's amazing what a play like that can do. All of a sudden, it's just 11-7.
One possession basketball game, actually. We got 11-8. She earned it the hard way.
You're right. Yep. I always look too quick at that scoreboard. Starting to look a lot like that Marysville game we did for the girls. They crept their way back in. Nice cut. Nice bucket. No good, though. Foul will be called, though, on St. Clair.
That may be
Foul charge number 44,
Audrey's third.
That's her third.
This will be interesting to see how Coach Pietrzakowski decides to do this. You're in a 3-point basketball game. You're trying to weigh, do you just let it ride as far as you can with her 5 fouls, or do you take her out and try to preserve and see if you can stay within the game? He doesn't have anybody at the table. I think in a one-possession basketball game, I'm probably pulling her here and letting her older sister provide a rim guard at the very least.
Second one is up and also no good there for Blanchard, and the Saints come away with the rebound. Saros has it. She was in early foul trouble. Still has 2. Sky Gottler on the wing. Gets it inside. Schindler couldn't quite handle it. Out of bounds to Marine City.
Saints going to keep up the pressure.
Ball going to go out of bounds, and go to the Mariners. Looking for a second, there might have been a beef, but Blanchard has it, and they get it inside here to Volkman. Volkman going to bring it across the timeline, guarded by Malcolm. 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Volkman hands it off. That's Comment with the basketball, guarded by Gottler. Comment gets right into the lane. A little bit of a Euro step almost.
That's a nice way of putting that. That's a nice way of putting Aaron Saros. Is that we're even there on the extra step, so play on.
Little ran into somebody and got to her right. Saros couldn't handle it. Another St. Clair turnover. A lot of contact, almost Saros' third foul. 4.5 to play here in the second quarter. Blanchard has it, gets it over to Austin, thought about a long two and thought better of it. Volkman traveled.
Both teams right now just trying to get by. You know, it doesn't look like anybody's in rhythm or anybody's comfortable. What that ends up doing is putting more pressure on the officials from the coaches because they're searching for answers. And right now, I think just the pressure of both defenses and the atmosphere of the game, they just kind of have it ratcheted up a little bit. Makes the basketball not as crisp.
Zimmer has it on the wing, lets the team's action play out. Malcolm on the wing, inside, Zimmer. Takes her time, tries to kick it back out. She's surrounded, goes up with the basketball, good.
Nice little pivot foot and good soft touch. Saints within one, scratching and clawing their way back.
All of a sudden it's 11-10. Marine City Mariner lead is just 1-3 on its way for Marine City, and that rattles in for Jocelyn Dietland. What a big bucket for the Mariners.
Nice shot there by the sophomore. That's always the danger you have. You got a shooter with their feet set. You're able to knock it down. It looked like it was in rhythm. First time we've seen that for the Mariners in a little bit.
Mariner foul charge number 22.
Layla Comment picks up her first foul of the night for Comment, fourth team foul for Marine City. 3:32 on the clock. Gottler going to get it in. Malcolm almost caught it too early. It's amazing how many times that happens in a game.
I always felt like that pass, no matter what, that was always, oh, that's Saros' third. That was always on the person inbounding the ball. I never really put that on the person catching. And I never wanted to leave it open for interpretation from the officials. I always told kids, like, don't trust that. Give it over the timeline and make it easy on everybody. I think Saros and Schindler are now both with 3 fouls.
They're going to sit out the next 3:24, I would imagine. First free throw up and good there for Jade Blanchard. She's got 2 points on 2 free throws.
Audrey's still on the court, so that'll be a big development. How far can they take this with her on the floor?
Second one also up and good for Blanchard. I almost kind of assumed she went to the bench as well when I saw Saros go over.
She's still there, and there's been a couple times where the Mariners have done a good job driving into the paint, and she's been forced to help. She really needs to be disciplined in these moments.
It's stolen away there by Comment. Marine City going to come back with it. Austin has it. Goes up, well defended by Schindler, but the bucket up and good there for Chloe Austin. Saints had it at 11-10. Since then, it's a 7-0 Mariner run. 18-10 is the score. Gottler has it on the wing, and another foul going to be called.
It's going to be 4.
Same foul charge number 44. Audrey Schindler.
So Schindler going to go to the bench here. Tabitha Furlan going to come in for her.
Number 11.
I'm not sure if the Saints bench was as keen to the amount of fouls that Audrey Schindler had. It looked like that was just a revelation that they all made together, that was number 4. Sometimes when things get loud and hectic on the bench, it's easier for us to analyze that than it is them. And that's going to loom large here. She's probably seated until the fourth quarter, depending on how this score goes.
Volkman brings it across. She's going to get it inside and go up, and I think an offensive foul going to be called here.
That was Dietland, I believe, kind of with the hook on the much smaller new matchup. The Tabitha Furlan comes into the game, and they try to go right at Tabitha because she replaced Audrey Schindler. And fortunately for the Saints, the aggression of Dietland with the hook, trying to go around, gets called.
Furlan going to run the offense and turns it over. Stolen away here. They bring it across, and another foul going to be called. This one looks like it'll go against Maddie Cole.
And maybe her third.
Same foul charge number 22, Madison Cole.
Wow.
This
10th team foul for the Saints here. 2:32 on the clock in the second quarter. Volkman at the line. Henderson going to check back in for the Saints. She's joined by Brooke Grazia.
And Cole and Furlan come off. Might have been a comfort thing with Furlan with the size matchup and then having to defend the post a little bit.
Zimmer has it. Saints are down 8, 18-10 Marine City. Henderson drives. Foul going to be called here. Lots of whistles.
The second time, or maybe the third time, I saw Paris Henderson actually be aggressive and go to the rim. The first couple times she didn't get rewarded, and I thought she may have been fouled. That time we got the late whistle, but I remember on the jumper, Coach Pietrzakowski was upset. And I like that Paris is coming into the game. She's left-handed. She's trying to make something happen. Saints offense gets stale here and there against this pressure, and sometimes we saw it on the drive by Peyton Malcolm, and we saw it on the dribble drive with Paris Henderson as well.
So Henderson knocks down the first one. It's 18-11 now. Second one on its way is also up and good. 18-12. They got it down to 6. A little pressure from the Saints. Volkman has the basketball, going to bring it back across the timeline, guarded by Malcolm. Malcolm putting the pressure on. Gottler defending here. 5 is also Volkman. That was Olivia Volkman. A little bit of a wild shot brought down by Zimmer. Mariners back off, and back comes Sky Gottler. 2 minutes to go. Big 2-minute stretch here for the Saints. All kinds of foul trouble. Saints trying to survive. And a foul going to be called here. See if they call this a shooting foul.
Looks like one from here going up with Sky Gottler. Are they going to give that on the nonetheless, they're going to get something at the line. It's 7.
But to me, that's a shooting foul.
Shooting 1 and 1. They called that on the floor. Easy enough to turn it into 2.
Number 1, Sky Gottler.
We got to get Ashlyn Zimmer here with blood on the uniform. I think they got Blood Buster out. They need to get that off there.
So Zimmer going to head out. Emma Schindler going to check back in.
Checking in for the Saints, number 24, Emma Schindler.
We've had a lot going on here tonight.
Yeah, there's just kind of some breaks, and you kind of got to just take it in to try to analyze what's going on. I think everybody's questioning the same thing. Gottler with the 1 and 1, can't get it to go.
And that's where that's a big deal, what they call it. They're going to call a baseline out of bounds and stay in here with, he pointed towards St. Clair.
Yeah, I think it was just a mistake.
Yeah.
Sky Gottler trying to steal the deal.
So Marine City with the basketball, $1:50 to go here in the second quarter, 18-12. Mariners on top. Volkman brings it across. Malcolm on her once again. They bring it back around. Blanchard has it, working on Schindler. Blanchard going to go right at her.
Really good job right there by Emma Schindler. The footwork there was, she's did a nice job sitting down in a stance against a dribble drive, and I think forced that double dribble there by the Mariners.
Big possession coming up here for the Saints. Got to look out from behind. Malcolm has it, gets it out. Sky Gottler hit one from there earlier. Can she do it again? That one's no good. Malcolm with the offensive rebound. Threw it into the Mariner bench. Marine City substitution back into the game will be Layla Comment. Comment will now inbound the basketball for Marine City. Tries to get it in. They do. They find their running player down court. Blanchard has it. Tough shot up off glass. Good.
Good defense, better shot. Nice job by Blanchard. Good body control, good touch.
Malcolm has it. A little bit of pressure from Marine City. Comment defending here on Peyton Malcolm. Malcolm gets into the lane, goes up, no good. Henderson went after the offensive rebound. Bodies everywhere, and of all the times there probably could have been a whistle, there was not one there besides the one that said it's out of bounds. Malcolm looked like she got hit in the head. I don't think she's bleeding. Official's going to check, and no blood, so we play on.
No blood, no foul. Moving on under the basket.
It's been a while since I saw a nose check like that.
Yeah, interesting. You see those in wrestling matches more than you do out here on a basketball court. But this game has kind of felt like a wrestling match.
Henderson goes after it. Once again, bodies everywhere. And I think this time they're going to get Isabella Volkman with a foul.
Mariner foul charge number 1, Isabella Volkman.
And all of a sudden, Marine City's almost got enough fouls for Saints to be in a double bonus.
Well, the game has felt similar the whole time. I think that's why Darren Pietrkowski was so frustrated in the first. Yeah, to have 6-0 be the foul count in a basketball game that's looked like this the whole way, 10-8 seems more appropriate. And if you're the Saints, keep getting Paris Henderson to the line.
Paris Henderson has knocked down 3 big free throws here in the second quarter. 2013. Second one on its way. That one rattles out, so we stay at a 7-point Mariner lead. Ferrone brings the basketball across this time, takes an offensive foul, moving string. I think that time they're going to get Layla Comment with her second. 9th foul. Still plenty of time for the Saints to get in the double bonus here. Gottler going to inbound. She gets the basketball back. Goes up, has to go up with it. Good.
Keep going to the cup, force the officials to make calls. I think that's kind of the best offense right now, especially with Schindler off the floor. Done a little bit better because they're not so narrowly focused on trying to get it in.
Long 2 on its way, no good. Henderson with the rebound. Saints have 30 seconds to make something happen. Henderson pushing, gonna pull up, tough shot, short, gets her own rebound, goes up, no good. Mariners have to try to save it, and they do. Austin has it. Bodies everywhere, and let's see if they call a foul before. No timeout there by Coach Jeff Austin. He is not happy with his team. They couldn't quite clean up that mess there. His team up just 5 at this point.
I think right now Saints doing a nice job. One of their offensive-focused players off the floor with foul trouble in that Audrey has 4, but it's kind of freed up some of the guards for the Saints to just run and play. It's a little bit of a more street-esque basketball they're playing right now, rebound and run, but it's putting the Mariners on their heels. It's forcing the officials to make some of those calls with the guards going to the bucket, and I would keep doing it. Saints putting a little pressure on. It's been ugly the whole way, so they've just kind of embraced it.
The Saints had just 3 points after the first quarter. They've come alive here in the second with 12. Marine City had 6, 7. They had 9 there in the first quarter. So they have 11 here in the frame. 20:15 is where we stand. 22 seconds on the clock. They run out. They find somebody. Blanchard went deep. She had it. A lot of contact there, and Zimmer not called for a foul, and here they come. It's technically a 3-on-2. They're all spread out all over the place. Gottler has it. Goes up off glass. Good.
Keeping it ugly.
17.
Keep it ugly.
Watch out here. 6 on the clock. 5. Austin runs up, spins off glass. No good. Zimmer with it. Just survive here. Let's see this. This could be big time. No foul call there. For a second, it looked like they may call a foul. And the thing is because that would be a double bonus.
Yeah, so my issue if I'm Coach Pietrkowski is the official went up with a closed fist, which indicates that it's not a jump ball, that he had a foul called that took place prior to the whistle. And if it was a foul on the Mariners, they should be shooting 2 shots. And I'm not sure how they're going to explain that away, but that's the decision that they're making, and it's going to take us into a half. But I really like what the Saints did. They kind of just made it sloppy and back and forth, and it picked up their offense a little bit, and it frustrated the Mariners to a certain degree.
That was entertaining. At times, I was almost speechless, and there was things happening constantly.
There were some definite gaps in our airtime here, and I think it's just because we're trying to analyze what's going on the floor. There's a lot of stimulus right now, trying to see what the coaches are doing, the officials, and then the basketball just seems like it's never in clean possession and moving around to the point where we can get in rhythm. But it's entertaining nonetheless, and just a 3-point basketball game and a rivalry game. What do you expect?
At tallying up our scores here so far, Sky Gottler came alive there in the second with 4 points in the quarter. She's got 7 on the night. Peyton Malcolm with 3. Paris Henderson with 3, all from the line. Ashlyn Zimmer with 2. Same with Audrey Schindler. The story for the Saints there in the first half, which really, quite frankly, for everybody, is the fact that Audrey Schindler had 4 fouls called against her. Aaron Searles with 3 and Madison Cole with 3. All things considered, the Saints have done a nice job of surviving that down only 3. Mariners scoring so far. Jocelyn Dietland with 5. 5, Jade Blanchard with 5, Isabella Volkman with just 2, Chloe Austin with 4, and same with Layla Comment with 4. So things spreading out, and the Saints coming alive there in a second. Should be an outstanding second half here on CTV. We're back with it after these messages.
I'm Dr. Lee Batcheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
Well, they've got drink specials every day. Rooms upstairs if you want to stay. If you love music, hear it play at the good old Murphy Inn. At the good old Murphy Inn.
Looking for a great spot to enjoy lunch or dinner with fantastic daily food and happy hour specials? Look no further than the Murphy Inn in St. Clair. This is Paul, owner of the Murphy Inn. Our charming Irish pub features different food and drink specials every day of the week, plus live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday. The Inn even offers 7 unique hotel rooms complete with modern amenities, perfect for overnight stays or a weekend getaway.
There ain't no doubt we're going out to the good old Murphy Inn. To the good old Murphy Inn.
All right, welcome back to CTV. Tom Renner, Brad Robbins, Austin Barney on the camera. That's probably one of the more fascinating first halves I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, we found ourselves just kind of watching at times, and hopefully the people at home are enjoying the ability to do that through Austin Barney's fine work. But we were trying to sort out a lot of stuff there. It was kind of ugly basketball, but in a rivalry game you expect that. No rhythm for anybody in a game of runs and fouls, and trying to sort it all out amongst the foul trouble and who's going to step up. And we start just the way we ended. So right away, a call, and the Saints, I don't know if the people at home got it, there was kind of a disputed whether or not there was a jump ball before the whistle. The officials waved it off. But now Maddie Cole at the line, and that's probably how Darren Pietrzakowski thought the first half should have ended.
Cole's first free throw is up and no good. Isabella Volkman was the Mariner who picked up the foul. I got her down for 3 fouls. Cole's second free throw on its way is long. Rebounded there by Austin, so missed opportunity that time for the Saints. Austin brings it back across. Saros got the first half started with a couple quick fouls. That time she was up playing aggressive as always. That's the way she plays. Tough to back down from that. Offensive rebound there, and then a foul I think going to be called on Zimmer.
Yeah, Saros just needs to be cognizant of that here in the second half, at least the early going. I believe she has 3, so back on the floor to play. Schindler is not with her 4th, so they're going to try to hang in and kind of break glass in case of emergency mode with her for now, as Maddie Cole gets the start here in the second half.
So Dietland's first free throw was no good. Second one is on its way, and that one's up and good for Jocelyn Dietland. Gets the second half scoring started. 21-17, Marine City on top. Peyton Malcolm going to bring the basketball across. She's guarded by Ferrone. Zimmer has it on the wing. Cole is cutting. They don't get her the basketball. They get it back up top. Gottler 3. This one's up and long. Rebounded there by Austin, and back comes Marine City. Cole after it. Does a good job of backing off. She's in trouble. A pretty nice job there by Maddie Cole.
Did a good job of anticipating, and then a better job of having a little bit of self-control not to get that foul so far away from the bucket.
Gottler got a hot one in there to Cole, who did a nice job of catching the basketball. The Saints trying to get back in it. Down 4, 21-17. Cole going to drive, cut off, picks it up, gets it inside. Saros turns, goes up, good.
Good left hand there by Aaron Saros. Good touch, good seal on Austin, and then was able to go up with the opposite shoulder and make it.
Wild shot attempt there from Volkman. Foul here going to go against Maddie Cole, and that's her 4th.
Yeah, and right there, I think Isabella Volkman kind of put into a small picture for everybody what's going to be effective offensively in this basketball game. She just kind of put her head down and went to the rim when she was met with a little bit of resistance. She kind of flailed upward, and both teams have been getting that call going to the rim. Paris Henderson coming into the game kind of figured that out herself and got to the line a few times.
Volkman's second one is up and also good. She's got 4 points on the night. She was scoreless there in the second quarter. 23-19, Marine City has the lead. Peyton Malcolm and the Saints back at it on the offensive end. Malcolm picked up her dribble, got it to Sky Goller. She's picked up by Volkman. Zimmer has it, trying to get it back inside to Saros. Zimmer spins. Ball goes out of bounds, stays with the Saints.
Ball deflected away. I think Zimmer might have had something there. She kind of turns around and squares the basket. It's a little bit bigger than the defender. Might have been able to get a shot up there.
Gottler inbounding, got it to Zimmer. Pumps, looking inside. Gottler's working in there. A little bit of a rare opportunity to see that. Ball goes out of bounds off of Paris Henderson's leg to the Mariners.
Saints going to continue that pressure. This was kind of how they started to get their offense going, just making the Mariners run.
Throne with the basketball. Going to hand it back off to Volkman, who resets the Marine City offense. 2 minutes gone by. 23-19 is the score. Austin almost lost the handle. Gathers it. Guarded up tight here by Aaron Saros.
Saros out there in the open court with a spotlight on her. She's got to be careful.
Nice job there. Another steal, another takeaway for Sky Gottler. Up ahead to Malcolm. Malcolm goes up. Foul on Austin. And Peyton Malcolm is going to head to the line to shoot two.
Nice job there. Sky Gottler straight up gets a block and then runs the outlet. Peyton Malcolm was ready to run. A little bit of coordination there with a good outlet pass. Going to get her to the line.
First one for Peyton Malcolm is up and no good.
4-point deficit right now is kind of the kryptonite for the Saints. It just seems like they kind of claw to that spot, and the Mariners have kind of consistently just extended it back out to 8. Got to cross that threshold here. Malcolm not able to do it there.
So both free throws are no good for Peyton Malcolm. Stays 23-19. Austin and the Mariners come back across. Comment entered the game. She has the basketball. Goes by Henderson. Gottler was there once again. Going to go out of bounds and stay here. 12 is Jocelyn Dietland. She's going to enter the post. They try to get her the basketball, and I think they're going to get Zimmer with a little reach from behind.
It's a little bit late in the aggression by Ashlyn Zimmer. Kind of have to do that aggressive work up front before the entry is made. You can't do it late and then push in the back. So she gets popped with a foul.
Stolen away here by Paris Henderson. Henderson keeps the basketball. Going to keep going to work here on comment. Got it over to Zimmer. Almost stolen away by Austin. Sky Gottler barks out the orders for the Saints offense. Zimmer back to Henderson. Loses the basketball out of bounds.
The foul trouble that Audrey Schindler's been, really the entire Saints starting five has been in. Paris Henderson's done a good job coming in and providing a little bit of a spark. She's been aggressive offensively and defensively. Right there, wasn't able to handle the pass, but she was the reason they had a possession to begin with.
Throne working on Malcolm, spins into the lane. She gets almost all the way to the rim, goes up no good. Offensive rebound. No foul is called there. Malcolm has the basketball. Gets it up to Henderson. Henderson going to pull up. Mid-ranger is good.
On the spot again, not afraid to fire. Saints out and running, not really running any set offense there. That was the first time in a while we've seen the Mariners get 2 shots in a possession. And now here's another one with a poke away, even though Saros was in position.
Jade Blanchard did a nice job of getting that basketball back. Long ball no good there and into the hands of Ashlyn Zimmer. 23-21, Saints are within 2. Big time possession here for Sky Gottler and company. Gottler takes a Zimmer screen. She goes to the roller Zimmer. Zimmer going to go up with it. And a held ball going to go to Marine City.
Good job there by the Mariners. Stayed still. Were they able to get a kind of a clean tie up there. Good call by the official. Nice little pick and roll play.
That was.
Zimmer went right to it. It was good feed by Gottler, but just a little bit better defense there by the team in black.
Ferron with the basketball, picked up by Malcolm. Tries to get it over, and this one's going to go across. I don't think that was tipped, but I think myself and Coach Pete Czerkowski are the only ones who think that. They swing it around. Austin, guarded by Saros, goes into the lane, fakes, goes back. Tough shot, might have been deflected. It back into the hands of Sky Gottler. Still down 2. They push it ahead. Saros going to go baseline, goes by her defender, loses the basketball out of bounds. Blanchard going to get it in. Saints with some pressure. A little football pass up ahead. Comment has to get it. She does get it, but it loses it out of bounds.
Always a tough play. I mean, that's always kind of an input, and you have to have somebody who can really make a nice pass. It was always kind of special when you have a kid that can stand out of bounds and deliver those on time and on target. We've seen the Mariners try to do it twice, and they're borderline open, but the receiver is unable to keep their feet in bounds and complete the process both times. Goes back to the Saints.
Malcolm going to get to the baseline, going to pull up, tough shot, a little contact, no call. Back comes Marine City. That's Janie Ferrone with the basketball. 3.5 to play in the third quarter here on CTV. Dietland has it. Zimmer picks her up. They reset it. Comment with the basketball. Comment goes by Grazia, gets to the rim, still no good. Good rebound there by Erin Saros. She's surrounded by a couple Mariners and does a nice job getting the basketball away. Grazia with it. Tipped away right to Ashlyn Zimmer.
Zimmer playing a little point forward right now.
Little cut here. Nice job by Sky Gottler. Austin going to be called for the foul, and Sky should be going to the line to shoot too.
Nice job. Saints being patient, getting the back cut there off the top screen. Gottler kind of rolled off it. Good anticipation, and she's going to go to the line. She's got an opportunity to tie this.
I believe that was Chloe Austin who got the foul there. Sky's first free throw is up and good. She's in the scorebook in the second half. Gives her 8 on the night. Saints are within 1. It's 23-22. A knockdown free throw here would tie this thing up. Second one is on its way. Rolls around and good. We're tied at 23.
Brand new basketball game. Saints kind of crossed that 4-point mark and didn't look back. I really like the way they're being aggressive right now.
Mariners able to break it. Sky almost came away with a steal, and she wouldn't even have known it. And this time she does come away with it. Gets it up ahead. Malcolm has it. It's 2-0. Malcolm going to go up glass and good, and the Saints have the lead. Volkman brings it across, gets herself into the paint amongst the trees. She hits the deck. No foul called. Saints have it. Saros fighting, does a great job.
Big run here.
Look out, Zimmer up ahead. Austin foul, counted a foul.
The roof, the student section pours onto the floor a little bit. Mr. Miller on the spot, pushing them back. That's a big play there, and it started with a strong and aggressive rebound by somebody who's been in foul trouble all night, Erin Saros. Turns around, rips it away, gets the outlet up. Saints did a good job 2 times in a row, looking ahead, getting the pass, and then good body control with the and one for Ashlyn Zimmer. And she earns all 3. Big spot here. My eyes peeked over at Coach Austin for the Mariners as the Saints kind of have taken control of this right now with 2:24 left in the third.
What a third quarter here for Coach Pietrzakowski and the Saints. He's all fired up. Love the emotion on the sideline. Student section into it, coach into it. They've got a 5-point lead. How can you not be into it? This is active a basketball game. Austin 3 from the top is long. Saints after it. Saros has done an outstanding job here on the defensive end, especially after she picked up 3 fouls early. Zimmer going to turn to the bucket. She's being aggressive. Just couldn't quite get it. Grazia went after it, loses the ball out of bounds. Going to stay here, though.
Went off the hand of Austin, and really it was Grazia did a good job getting in there and knocking it away, or trying to get the offensive rebound, and then it ultimately ends up with a hustle play, goes back to the Saints.
$1:54 to go here in the third. Saints up 5. Saros with it. Mid-ranger up short. Rebounded there by Austin. She's going to bring it back.
A little bit of numbers here.
2-on-1. Gets it ahead. Nice job by Gottler to get a hand on it. Malcolm couldn't quite handle it. Either way, no damage done.
Poor Peyton Malcolm. That's multiple times this evening that either some body part or a basketball has now hit her in the face. Off the deflection. Saints at least get to reset their defense. Good job in transition.
Mariners going to inbound the basketball. They get it in. They had a good look, and I think they're going to get Sky Gottler with a foul, maybe Zimmer.
Really right there, that was just a product of Austin doing a good job of getting a seal on Gottler before the foul. They want to debate the up and down or whether or not there was a foul. We could do that, but the pin was really where you lost the leverage, and Austin did a good job kind of curling over, getting position. Gets herself to the line.
Austin's first one is up and good. I've got her down for 5 total, first of the second half. Henderson going to come in now for the Saints. She's going to get Saros, who had some big-time defensive rebounds there. Saints lead is now 4, 28-24. Austin's second free throw is up and also good.
Mariners pressure. Pretty good job there by Austin stopping the Saints run.
Henderson, tough jumper, no good. Ends up in the hands of Grazia. Marine City going to come away with it. Ferrone has it, spins, brings it across the timeline. Mariners are down 3. Ferrone guarded by Malcolm, looking for a cutter, gets herself to the free throw line. Corner, little drive baseline up, no good. Got her own miss. I don't think that hit anything. They're going to say it was deflected. Henderson going to get it up ahead, and Marine City has it. Ferrone almost thrown away by Zimmer. They were calling for a travel. I think they're going to call a tie-up. That's going to stay with the Saints. Minute 5 to go here in the third. Furlan going to check in now for Paris Henderson. Sky Gottler triggering under the Saints basket. Going to get it in. Furlan has it. She's working on Dietland. Long jumper here from Zimmer. No good. Peyton Malcolm, big time offensive rebound up. No good. Saints working inside, but rebounded there by Dietland. A lot of swatting going on.
Yeah, those ones are a little bit too easy to call. I think they're probably going to get Furlan for coming after it. Furlan's probably thinking, I'm in the game. I'm going to use these up. Can't take them with me. Unfortunately, that one's a little too obvious.
So Jocelyn Dietland going to inbound this basketball for Marine City. Saints showing pressure. Sky Gottler's the one back, watching for that football pass again. Marine City thought better of it. They do get it ahead. Malcolm got a hand on it, but I think that, very close to going back off of Layla Comet.
Peyton Melton just got enough of a piece, and I don't know that Comet was able to touch it.
49 seconds to go here in the third quarter. St. Clair 28, Marine City 25. Electric third quarter. They do get the basketball into Dietland. She turns, couple dribbles to her right off glass. No good. Gets her miss and good.
Few possessions now with baseline out of bounds. The Saints getting pinned down low, and that time it was Dietland able to kind of go up once. The Saints didn't make her.
Grazia went up with it. Out of bounds. Going to stay here.
Pardon me, the Saints just not rebounding, and that was kind of the issue in the first quarter, is that multiple shots for the Mariners either caused the foul trouble or got them extra looks at the bucket. And right there, a couple possessions, Saints had the same problem on the glass.
Malcolm's shot was no good. Volkman going to bring it back across from Marine City. They're looking to take the lead back. They're down a point, 28-27. 16 seconds on the clock. Volkman got in the lane, up and good. Counted in a foul.
Well, we said it, or throughout this broadcast. I think that's the offense you have to run. I'm not really sure what the justification was for the foul there. Nonetheless, those have been called. So get your guards, run into the rim, and see if you can get the whistle. You got a pretty good shot at it.
Saints going to break it here. They got 11 seconds to get something going here. Malcolm gets it around. Grazia has it now. 7 on the clock. They get it inside. Furlan working, goes up with it. No good. 3 on the clock, 2. Mariners going to run it out. They can't get a shot off in time. They do get a stop, though. Marine City able to take the lead back there at the end of the third. It's 30-28, but the Saints sure did a heck of a job fighting back.
Yeah, it's a basketball game. They kind of played the style I think that they want to. Got to shore up not giving up extra shots in these offensive possessions for the Mariners. And I think, you got a key to victory here.
Should be an outstanding fourth quarter. The last time these teams met, just in case you missed it earlier, it went to overtime. The Saints lost 60-51. We might be heading for back-to-back overtime games here on CTV. We've got the fourth quarter for you. First things first here after these messages.
I'm Dr. Lee Batcheldor, Chief Medical Officer for Ascension River District Hospital. I'm speaking to you on behalf of the hundreds of outstanding physicians, associates, and volunteers who provide personalized, compassionate, high-quality health care at our beautiful hospital on South River Road. We've been proudly serving this community for more than 50 years. Even more important, we plan to continue serving this community for a long time to come. Always remember that we are here when you need us, 24 hours a day, right here, right now, today, and in the future.
Welcome back to CTV. Tom Brenner, Brad Robbins, Austin Barney. It's a 2-point Mariner lead, 30-28. What a third quarter there for the Saints. Mariners did come back and make sure they take that lead back. Furlan up ahead. This thing has been wild. Furlan up and good.
Right there, tie the basketball game, get the momentum running forward. Tabitha Furlan off the bench does a nice job. Gets a bucket there. She had a good look at the end of the third quarter also, so kind of making her presence felt. The Saints bench doing a nice job stepping up in a big game. With all the foul trouble that the Saints have had, some impact coming from that bench.
Blanchard wasn't able to get something going. I think they're going to get a St. Clair foul here.
Going to be the 7th on the Saints. We're at 1-1 here with 7:21 to go.
I think they got Furlan with the foul on that. Looked like 2 ones. The official.
I'm very interested as to how that's not 1-1.
And that's what he's now saying. So the interesting thing, if you're just tuning in, the big development early on for the Saints was that Audrey Schindler picked up her 4th foul. You mentioned that she's probably out to at least the start of the 4th quarter. The really good news for Coach Pietrzakowski is the game is so tight. They got back into the game without her that he's able to keep her on the bench.
Well, and what I'm about to say isn't supposed to be a slight to Audrey Schindler, who is a very important piece to the Saints lineup, and he does a great job. But this lineup for the Saints might match up just a little bit better just in terms of the way that this has shaken out and getting up and down the floor and not really doing post entry but driving, and she wasn't able to do that without fouling. So you have these guards that have come in and haven't had the benefit of the whistle, right? So without her on the floor, there's just a little more room in there for the Saints offense, and I think that's part of the reason they've been able to get back in the game. Now, I would be shocked if you don't see her come in and try to help rebound the basketball, because that's where the Achilles heel has been for the Saints as the Mariners try to come back and then now eclipsed the lead that they held in the third.
Saints able to get a stop there, and they bring it back across. Gottler sizes up her defender, gets it to Zimmer. Long 2 is on its way in short. Dietland comes away with it for Marine City. Back to Volkman. She crosses the timeline. Malcolm going to pick her up kind of deep in the zone, but she pulls it back out. Austin, corner 3 is long. Dietland after her once again. Another offensive rebound. I'll tell you what, Dietland's been wreaking havoc down there.
Yeah, she's causing a problem right now. Furlan having a hard time with that matchup, and that's where Schindler would make a difference down low. Maybe a charge there should have been called. No go. Pretty good follow-up there, and there's that 4-point threshold. The Saints need to cross it once again and retake the lead here. At about the 4-minute mark would probably be the goal for that.
Dietland with the bucket on that end. Goes off the hands of Peyton Malcolm out of bounds.
And that might be one of the reasons. I don't know that you have to preserve Audrey Schindler at this point anymore. It just might be a matchup thing and a tempo thing. And Coach Pietrzakowski might have made the same determination that, I just kind of did. It might have sparked the offense and just letting people run.
Mariners get the ball inside. No good there, though, for Blanchard. Somehow ends up in the hands of Austin. She kicks it over. Comment, fakes, goes by. Zimmer goes up. No good. Offensive rebound there. Still no fouls called. Saros with it. The official, the travel going to be called.
Yeah, she did.
It almost looked like the official over here was trying to say, I called something.
Give her the benefit of the Euro step, and here Schindler's going to come to the bench, and probably for the same reason that I was just going to mention, that's probably 3 or 4 possessions for the Mariners where they've driven to the paint. The Saints have been fortunate that they didn't make the basket, but they got 3 or 4 shots at a crack, and that can't happen right now. Everything's at a premium.
Audrey Schindler just checked into the ball game for Coach Pietrzakowski and the Saints. Saints get a stop. They're down 4, 34-30, 5.5 to play in the 4th. Cole traveled. Lots of fouls, lots of travels, lots of turnovers, lots of offensive rebounds. This is, I think, what Naismith was thinking when he invented the game of basketball.
Absolutely. This is how they draw it up.
Mariners working. Cole did a nice job of getting in position, but they're going to get it with a block.
That's going to be 5, I think, for Cole.
I've got her down for 5. That'll make things tough for Coach Pietrzakowski.
It's also going to make things tough for Erin Saros, who I think was on her scheduled break.
So technically speaking, Madison Cole actually comes back into the game.
So they're just sorting out that that's 5.
Yeah.
And the officials weren't aware of it because nobody really clearly announced it. And what you do in that particular instance is take that player off the floor because they're not eligible to play anymore. That's the delay. The officials didn't realize that was going on. They kind of brushed over it. Second time in a girls basketball game, you and I are broadcasting, we have a little bit of substitution confusion. Seriously. This time the Saints don't draw any technicals because they're doing the right thing.
We can't have this type of stuff, man. It's already, my brain's already fogged up. Free throw is up and no good, so the fact that's a 1-on-1 situation was a big deal. Gottler going to bring it back across. She's met quickly, spins into the lane, gets it to Schindler, kicks it. Malcolm wide open, jumper is short. Marine City comes away with it. That's Ferrone with the basketball. 5 minutes to go. 34-30, Marine City on top. Saints have done a nice job of getting some stops. Got to keep that going. Comment into the lane, bounces it to Austin. Mid-ranger is up and long. Schindler with the rebound.
It has that feeling right now, Tom, that the Saints are playing with fire a little bit. When they're coming up empty on these possessions at the offensive end, it just feels like any three-pointer or something that the Mariners hit will have a backbreaker feel to it. So every possession they can get a stop, they need to come down here and get a basket.
Ferrone almost came away with a steal a second ago. 4.5 to go. Zimmer with it, gets it over. Cut, Gottler goes up, tipped away by Austin, but she's going to be called for the foul. This should be 2 shots here for Sky Gottler.
Mariners really haven't found a great way to defend that. I think Austin has had 3 fouls on that exact roll through by Gottler. So they go right back to it, and why not? Big possession and big foul shot opportunity for Sky.
Sky's first free throw is up and no good. She stays at 9 points on the night. Mariner lead stays at 4. 4:24 to go here in the fourth on CTV. Sky Gottler, the senior, one of those leaders for Coach Pietrzakowski. Can't knock down the second one either. Mariners lose it out of bounds, and the Saints get the basketball back.
Frustrating if you're a Mariner fan to see that, but there's not, I mean, no intent there. Just one of those tough breaks. Losing the handle there for Janie Ferrone. Saints get some good fortune there. They'll retain possession.
4:20 is what's on the clock. Not a lot of time has gone by here. Saros back to Zimmer, swings it around on the wing. Peyton Malcolm looking inside at Schindler. She works on Comment, good pass inside. Schindler goes up and good.
So the Saints, just like I kind of ordered here, crossed the 4-point threshold with before 4 minutes. 4:05, they've got it down to 2. They need to keep it there.
Austin shot no good, offensive rebound. Comment, she goes up no good. Schindler there for the rebound, just nice and easy here. Gets it to Gottler. The Saints are down 2, 34-32, under 4 minutes to go. So I did notice
again, no backside help originally, and then all of a sudden Dietland ran over there and realized Audrey Schindler's back in the game. So some of those principles and the things that the Mariners needed to do early in the game, they probably forgot because Schindler's been off the floor so long. They're going to need a reminder.
So the interesting thing on that Schindler bucket is I believe I saw before the Schindler bucket that Coach Pietrzakowski had told the official on a make I want a timeout. They did not get the timeout. He just alerted them again, hey, on a make I want a timeout. So we'll see. The time is passing now, so that may change what he wants. Nice drive there by Comment.
Really nice little slip through. She goes, knocks down the layup. We've got an interesting deal here where the Saints are maybe not used to having Peyton Malcolm inbound. She looked like she was a little confused.
Malcolm going to bring it across. She's met quickly, bounces it to Zimmer. 2:50 to go here. 3 on the way for Saros. Short. That looked pretty good. Zimmer with a nice job of tracking the basketball down. Malcolm in the corner gets it to Schindler. She goes to work. Goes up, gathers herself. Good. Wow.
Down to a 2-point basketball game, and I think it's why, you know, for Coach Pietrzakowski, it's just not going to be something where they're going to remember. So as soon as it goes in, you just got to jump up and start yelling it. But they get the 2-point deficit, 2:38 to play, totally manageable, 1 possession. And they've really done a good job of keeping the Mariners from making the first basket, but the Saints are going to have to get a rebound, clear it out, and continue to be aggressive offensively.
Got to give Audrey Schindler a lot of credit. Shows a lot of patience in many ways. Lots of patience on that possession and lots of patience in the fact that she's been sitting and watching the same thing we have from the bench.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's a helpless feeling.
With foul trouble, by the way.
You're right. When you're, that's a helpless feeling. You're a key component to your basketball team, and you put yourself in the position to not really be able to play. You're just hoping and praying that your teammates can keep you in the basketball game until you can have an impact. And what the Saints have been able to do, whether it's Emma Schindler coming in to spell her or Paris Henderson coming off, and then we've seen Tabitha Furlan get a big bucket as well. All those kids, I mean, that's why you carry a full team. These things can happen. We've seen people get bumped and bruised and bloodied. Ashlyn Zimmer's jersey had blood on it. So a total team effort. Now they got to find a way to gel together and finish it off here.
And Comment brings it over for Marine City. They have a 2-point lead, 36-34. An offensive foul going to be called on Comment. Sky Gottler in position. Jeff Austin not a fan of that call whatsoever. 2:28 on the clock. That's a big one.
We talked about that in the boys' game. There's just always that human element to an official wanting to call that charge. So if it's possible, you kind of got to try to sell it. Sky Gottler, senior, kind of a heady play there for her. She draws one out in the open floor, gets the ball back.
Gottler has it, hands to Saros. Zimmer fakes, travels.
Got a little ahead of herself, and she did. A couple of steps extra. And the Mariners get the basketball back after the nice charge that Sky Gottler took.
Volkman has the basketball. It'll be interesting to see if the next Saints possession they make a concerted effort to get Schindler the basketball inside. Comment gets it inside there to Dietland. Little drive, little layup, up and good for Blanchard.
Saints kind of caught flat-footed and confused on the handoff. It's back to 4.
Schindler gets it over to Zimmer. Saints down 34-38. Malcolm looking inside there at Schindler. Mariners do a little bit better job of helping, and ripped away there by Austin.
Jocelyn Dietland did a good job coming over and helping. I'm not sure that Peyton Malcolm could see her back there. It put Audrey in a tough spot between two defenders.
And a timeout for Marine City. Their lead is 38-34. Mentioned it off the top, but just a reminder, St. Clair solo 3rd place in the gold. Marine City solo 2nd place. Coach Ratchie and the Marysville Vikings up top in the gold, undefeated inside the division. Well, with St. Clair at 3-2 in the gold and Marine City at 4-1, and a St. Clair win would tie it up there with Marine City. A loss would put Marine City at 5-1 and St. Clair at 3-3.
That's one of those things throughout the course of the last 2 basketball games we've had the good fortune to bring people on CTV. The fact that I think what we're seeing, though, is that the Saints are right up there in the top tier of their league. I think they're learning how to sustain it. But you're in a 4-point basketball game right here. You had Marysville on the ropes and took a lead at one point in that basketball game. And they were kind of able to use their experience and kind of winning culture to overcome that and go on a big run in the 4th. But Saints doing a good job. I think they're right there. They just kind of need to find a way to make that winning play. They've got the opportunity to do that. This is a big defensive possession to kind of prove that to themselves here.
Minute 34 is what's left here in the 4th quarter. Marine City 38, St. Clair 34. Comment going to inbound the basketball, gets it to Volkman. Marine City, I would imagine, will take their sweet time here, try to force the Saints' hand.
No need to hurry. They may go right back to what just worked.
Blanchard went with it and turned the basketball over, and that's not what you wanted to see there if you're Coach Austin.
They went right back to what got him a layup. Audrey Schindler did a better job of rotating over. I don't know that she was going to fool anybody with the attempted charge, but that ball goes off and ends up out of bounds. Saints with a big possession, but they can't take too much time.
Saros was working inside. Gottler got it to Malcolm. Malcolm dribbles to her right, tries to get herself in the lane, gets to the free throw line. She needs help. Zimmer with it up top. We're heading towards a minute to go here in the 4th quarter. Saints down 4. Got to make something happen here. Saros has it, picks it up, needs help big time. Trying to find Malcolm, going to get it inside. Let's see what the call is here at the timeout.
Things were getting a little sketchy there, and you got to value that possession. Pietrkowski, I think, wanted to see if they could work their way out of it. Had to use a timeout. I'm not sure how many he's got left, but it's not a ton. So those are going to come at a premium here. Ball's going to be baseline out of bounds. Gives them a chance to draw something up to get a good look. I think the biggest thing is just going back to, you know, if Saros is going to have the ball on the perimeter, or Gottler or Peyton Malcolm, just ducking down and going right now is kind of the way to go. See if you can get that foul call. Or now, what works so well against Marysville, and you have that available to you, is getting to the rim, taking the shot, and if you miss it, Audrey Schindler was great about cleaning all that up. So that's on the floor, and that's available to you, and that hasn't been there all game long.
8-6 Mariners with the heavy hand here in the fourth quarter. The advantage. 4-point lead overall in the basketball game. Audrey Schindler, who had major foul trouble, has 4 of the Saints' 6 points here in the fourth quarter. Jade Blanchard with 3 of the Mariners' 8 in the fourth frame. 55 seconds on the clock. Saints can inbound the basketball under their own bucket. It's senior Sky Gottler. Trying to get it in, gets it to Schindler. Back up to Malcolm. See what the Saints have drawn up here.
See if they clear and go. Maybe trying to make some room for Audrey.
Zimmer with it on the wing. 45 to go. Malcolm, high post, try to get it there. Basketball all over the place. Zimmer has it. Nice job to make sure it doesn't get tied up. Gottler has it. 35 on the clock. Coach Pietrzakowski calling for some action.
Got to get something going to the rim here pretty quick.
Malcolm fakes, drives, nice job defensively. Tough shot, not there. Taken away by Dietland and the Mariners. They throw the ball. This ball is going to be gathered. Volkman was able to get after it. Nice hustle by Malcolm. This ball goes out of bounds to the Saints.
And right there, I was about to start yelling that the Saints need to consider fouling, but they're going to have to get a shot here. The tempo is a little slow for a 4-point deficit. We're under 20 here. The Saints got to go.
Gottler inbounding. Whoever gets it almost has to go up with it. They get it into Zimmer, and she does go right up with it, and good.
16, clock's running.
Clock's
I don't know
running.
at
Malcolm's
what point
gotta
you
get
just
up here.
intentionally foul.
11-10. She goes for it. Foul going to be called. The official doesn't look like he's concerned about the way that went down, which I think is the right move.
Yeah, as an official, you got to be keenly aware and call the first thing so it doesn't get out of control. You see that more often than not, is that an intentional foul gets called, but the first 2 hand checks went uncalled. So these are big foul shots for a really nice player in Isabella Volkman, the senior. Probably exactly who Coach Austin wants on the line.
First one is up and no good. The ball's rattling around, and Austin with the offensive rebound. And you see Jeff Austin sprinting out trying to get a timeout, and he's able to get it. You see Coach Pietrzakowski saying we're sure that we're allowing coaches to run out on the floor like that.
It's a legitimate question. He was very far out onto the floor to make the timeout call. Now, the flip side of that coin, if you give him a technical for coming out onto the floor, the official should also be very aware that the coach is going to want a timeout. Having said that, the ball was bouncing around and not in anybody's possession at the time that they called the foul or the timeout.
38-36, Mariners on top. Man, if the Saints were able to come away with it, that would have been something else.
Unfortunately, Audrey Schindler got kind of locked inside going for a rebound, and it came off a little bit hot. So it goes out to the perimeter, and the Saints are going to have to try to go for a quick steal. And if they don't get one, they're going to have to foul right away. Now, the interesting thing will be after that foul, if they're able to rebound, do you call the timeout and try to set something up, or do you just let kids play basketball and run? You see more and more coaches are just letting the kids go as long as you trust that everybody's aware.
And you can see Coach Pietrzakowski still saying to the officials, that's 2 times he's run out there. Hey, just in case it happens again, right? Plant the seeds.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Coach Pietrzakowski run out for a timeout. Saints kind of lost somebody here.
So Dietland going to have the basketball, and she's going to be the one shooting 1-and-1.
Looked intentional for the Mariners.
10th one to 10th one, sorry. So shooting 2. 6 seconds on the clock.
If she's able to make 1 or 2, it'll be interesting to see 1 specifically. If she splits it, it'd be interesting to see if Jeff Austin decides to foul the Saints or let it run.
Dietland knocks down the first one. She's got 11 for Marine City. The lead is up to 39-36. Timeout by Coach Pietrzakowski and the St. Clair Saints. 6 seconds. They're going to go over exactly what they've got to do here to make or a miss.
Well, you got to lay out every scenario. You don't want to say it to your kids, but a made foul shot essentially just has you running into somebody and chucking the ball at the rim, hoping that you're going to make a 30-footer and one. If she misses, though, that changes things, but you do have to coach specifically on the fact that a miss means we need to outlet the ball to somebody who can make three-point shots and get there. You only have 4 or 5 dribbles, maybe, with 6 seconds. You got to go. So you got to peek at the clock, and you got to run it. And unfortunately, that probably means you've got a shooter running toward the rim trying to make something. So with 6 seconds to go, you need a miss and a minor miracle. That's just the way it is. But a really fun basketball game, and nonetheless, Saints done a nice job putting themselves in the position to have that potentially happen.
Jocelyn Dietland on the line. This is a sophomore.
But it was intentional. Coach Austin wanted her on the line. They drew that sideline out of bounds up for her. She made good on the first and the second, so no question as to why he wanted that.
And now a timeout by Coach Austin in Marine City. Can't take him with you on the bus back. So might as well use it and figure out, make sure they know exactly what's going to happen here.
No, he's absolutely right to take a timeout here. You don't want to do anything that favors the Saints, right? Because they are in the bonus on the next Mariner foul. So you're coaching your girls up on defending without fouling. That's the only way the Saints really have a prayer back into this. So you want to go through every possible scenario and make sure that the Mariners don't do anything that's going to cost them 4 points in 6 seconds. And if you're the Saints, you're coaching the exact opposite. You're trying to get an outlet and go find somebody to run into behind the arc.
6 seconds is what's on the clock. It's Marine City 40, St. Clair 36. Last time these teams played, it went to overtime. This game has been an outstanding one as well. That one ended 60-51. We're not going to get there unless this thing goes about 2 or 3 overtimes. Gottler running the baseline, going to pass it back over out of bounds to Malcolm. She chucks one up, going to turn the basketball over. Marine City has it, and it doesn't look like the Saints will foul, and that is the case.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Darren Pietrzakowski drew something up that I'm not sure he needed. You're not going to get any pressure at that point with a 4-point deficit and such little time left in the basketball game. Nonetheless, it was an entertaining game, to say the least. I don't know that it was crisp and pretty at times, but certainly the effort was on full display, and I was really impressed with the way the Saints battled back in spite of all their early foul trouble. And a lot of credit to those girls who came off the bench to kind of spell all those issues. And in a rivalry game, that's huge. So a lot of pride out on the floor today. Unfortunately, the Saints just not able to hold that lead when they were able to take it in the third. And as I said before, I think they're just trying to figure out with these teams that have experienced the league titles recently and played in the top tier of their league. They're right there, but they've got to learn how to sustain when it's crunch time and things get a little bit brighter and more hectic.
Definitely a crazy game. I think that's probably the most wild one we've had here on CTV so far. Sky Gottler going to lead the Saints with 9 points on the night. A lot of depth there. And like you said, a lot of credit to the kids who came in and did well. Paris Henderson did a pretty nice job of coming in for the Saints. She ends up with 5 points, leading the bench. Tabitha Furlan with 2. Peyton Malcolm with 5. Ashlyn Zimmer with 7, Aaron Saros with 2, Audrey Schindler with 6. 4 of those came in the fourth quarter. A lot of credit to her for sticking in there. Jocelyn Dietland with 12, Jade Blanchard with 9 for Marine City. So the game high goes to Jocelyn Dietland, including two of the biggest free throws of the game down the stretch. Austin with 6, Volkman with 6, Comment with 6 off the bench. Saints going to move to 8-6 overall, 3-3 in the gold. Marine City going to move to 5-1 in the gold, and 12-2 overall. 40-36 the final. What do you take away if you're Coach Pietrzakowski? What are you taking away from this game? It seems like they've been very, very competitive in these games.
Yeah, I think that's what you take away from it. And unfortunately, and I think we said this last time when we did the Viking game, is that coaches kind of dislike taking moral victories as an opportunity, but if you're trying to build the program and you have just 3 seniors on your team, you need to kind of harness these and try to make them positive experiences. We talked about last night in the boys basketball game, it's late January, it's the dog days of your season, and keeping people interested is a thing, right? You've got high school kids with a lot of things going on, and keeping your girls motivated to come to practice and get better. these games will do that for you. All right, there's no reason that anybody's going to lose some belief over a 4-point loss at home to the second place team in the league. It's going to hurt, but it'll keep you working hard. So I think you just kind of harness that energy, move forward, set your goals about what March looks like, or late February rather, and you go from there. Looks like you're going to be joined by Ashlyn Zimmer. I think the blood has been removed from her uniform, so she's safe to sit next to you.
Sterling Heights going to come in here next week, and then a big one against Marysville coming up too. We're going to take a break, and then Ashlyn Zimmer is going to join us here on CTV. Brad, nice job as always. We'll see you for the next one.
I will see you.
Ashlyn.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
All right, welcome back to CTV. Had the Mariners in town, joined by Ashlyn Zimmer after a 40-36 loss, but a really, really competitive basketball game. Tons of fouls, bodies everywhere. At one point, you had, I think maybe twice, you had to leave the game with a little blood. What was it like out there in a crazy game like this?
It was pretty crazy. They were a good team, so we just had to work hard and stick with them.
Back-to-back games that it was super close. The last one, all I heard from people was how it was such a great game down there. You get another one here. This rivalry seems to be heating up a little bit with the Mariners.
Yeah, it is. We've always had a big rivalry with them, and it's good that we're both good at basketball because then it's not like a boring rivalry game. It's like good.
Well, the story early on, especially from your guys' perspective, was foul trouble.
Yeah.
Schindler, Saros, and Maddie Cole all picked up 3 fouls, and then Schindler picked up her 4th. What does that kind of do for your team in the rotations, and how does that impact the basketball game when some of the players have to go to the bench or be extra careful when they're playing?
Yeah, it's really difficult to get used to because we're playing with different groups. And then, of course, the girls who are in foul trouble are a huge impact on our team and our points. So it was kind of hard, but I think we played pretty well through it.
All right, looking ahead a little bit here. You go from one rival to the next. Sterling Heights is in between, I believe, but eventually you're going to go ahead and play the first place team in the MAC Gold in Marysville. What are you looking forward to and getting a little bit of a rematch with them after a pretty competitive game?
I'm really hoping we can beat them the next time we play. They're a good team too, and we just need to play hard. And I think we could beat them. We just got to work hard all 4 quarters.
Ashlyn Zimmer did a nice job for the Saints tonight. I got her down for 7 points on the night. Sky Gottler finishes with the team high of 9. 36-40. Nice job here on the game and nice job in your interview.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time here on CTV. For Brad Robbins, Austin Barney, I'm Tom Brenner. We'll see you next time.
East China High School sports have been brought to you by Ascension River District Hospital, along with support from North Star Bank, Ace Hardware in La Mache, the Murphy Inn, and CTV.